Hello, and welcome to another emotional rescue story. Stories like this remind us that compassion is not limited to humans alone. Every day, quiet acts of bravery happen around us, often unnoticed, but deeply impactful. This is a story of courage and an unexpected bond. At the center of it all was a mother cat, tied and trapped in a situation she did not choose, with her tiny kitten completely dependent on her protection. Every passing moment increased the risk they faced as the world around them continued, unaware of their struggle. Yet sometimes, help arrives in the most unexpected way, not from a person, but from another animal who noticed what everyone else had missed. A young puppy whose curiosity slowly turned into concern began to act, driven by a quiet and persistent instinct to help. While others walked past unaware, the puppy stayed. That simple act of empathy sparked a chain of events that would change everything. Before we see the rescue, subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon so you never miss more emotional stories like this one. This is a story about courage when escape seems impossible, and about the instinct to protect even when strength is fading. Thank you for caring and for joining us on this journey. Empathy can appear in the most unexpected forms if we only take the time to look. The rescue was just the beginning of a bond that would last a lifetime. 시간이 천천히 흘러갔습니다. 아무도 시야에서 벗어난 곳에서 벌어지는 사투를 눈치채지 못했습니다. 사람들은 그저 지나칠 뿐이었죠. 어미 고양이는 끈에 묶여 있었고 어린 새끼 고양이는 그 위험을 모른 채 주변을 서툴게 움직였습니다. 탈출은 불가능해 보였습니다. 그때 작은 강아지가 나타났습니다. 강아지는 고양이의 비정상적인 정적을 감지했습니다. 동물들은 인간이 놓치는 미묘한 고통의 신호를 읽어내곤 하죠. 강아지는 고양이를 붙잡고 있는 끈을 관찰하며 상황을 이해하려 노력했습니다. 호기심은 곧 깊은 걱정으로 변하기 시작했습니다. 강아지는 이제 단순히 관찰하는 것을 넘어 운명을 바꿀 결정을 내리려 합니다. 이 작은 동물의 배려가 그들의 미래를 영원히 바꿀 것입니다. The puppy moved closer again, carefully stepping around the kitten, which continued to wander without fear. The mother cat remained tense but did not strike. Perhaps she sensed that the puppy meant no harm, or perhaps exhaustion had softened her response. Either way, a fragile trust began to form in that quiet space. The puppy sniffed near the rope once more, nudging it gently. The cord did not move. Confused, the puppy pulled back and paced in a small circle, restless and unsettled. Minutes passed, and something remarkable happened. Instead of losing interest and leaving, the puppy suddenly turned and ran away. For a brief moment, the mother cat watched the direction it disappeared, her eyes filled with uncertainty. To her, it may have seemed like another visitor abandoning them, another chance slipping away. The environment returned to silence, broken only by distant sounds and the soft movements of the kitten. But the puppy had not left out of indifference. It ran with purpose, crossing the nearby area quickly, stopping occasionally to look back as if memorizing the path. The puppy approached a group of people not far away, individuals busy with their own conversations and routines. At first, no one paid attention. The puppy barked softly, then louder, moving in small circles, and repeatedly running a few steps forward before returning again. Its behavior was unusual enough to draw curiosity. One person finally noticed. The puppy's persistence was impossible to ignore. It tugged gently at a pant leg, then ran forward again, pausing as if expecting to be followed. Animals rarely act with such focused intention unless something is wrong, and slowly the person began to understand. The puppy was trying to lead them somewhere. After a moment of hesitation, curiosity overcame routine, and the person followed. The puppy guided them along the same path it had just taken, frequently stopping to make sure the human was still behind. Its movements were urgent but controlled, driven by instinct rather than panic. As they approached the area where the cat and kitten were trapped, the puppy accelerated, reaching the spot first and turning back expectantly. The person's expression changed instantly upon seeing the scene. What once blended into the background now appeared painfully clear. A mother cat restrained by a cord, unable to escape, and a tiny kitten depending entirely on her protection. The realization brought immediate concern. The puppy stood nearby, watching closely, as if waiting for help. The human carefully approached, speaking softly to avoid frightening the animals. The mother cat tensed again, unsure whether this new presence meant safety or danger. Yet she did not try to flee. The kitten remained close to her side, unaware that rescue was now within reach. The puppy stayed nearby, calm but attentive, its role in this unfolding moment unmistakable. 호기심으로 시작된 행동이 마침내 희망을 가져왔습니다. 어미 고양이를 구하기 위한 구조가 시작됩니다. 어미 고양이를 안전하게 풀어주기 위해서는 인내와 신뢰, 그리고 아주 세심한 움직임이 필요했습니다. 작은 실수 하나가 그녀를 놀라게 하거나 결박을 더 단단하게 조일 수 있었기 때문입니다. 강아지도 차분함이 필요한 상황임을 아는 듯 곁에서 조용히 자리를 지켰습니다. 구조자는 고양이를 안심시키기 위해 부드러운 목소리로 속삭이며 천천히 다가갔습니다. 새끼 고양이가 먼저 호기심을 보이며 다가왔고 그 순간 차가운 공포가 조금씩 녹아내렸습니다. 이제 가장 정교한 작업이 남았습니다. 매듭을 풀기 위해 모든 감각을 집중해야 합니다. 단순히 풀어주는 것이 아니라 고양이가 안전하다고 느끼게 하는 것이 진정한 목표였습니다. 매듭이 풀리지 않자 도구를 사용하기로 했습니다. 고양이가 놀라지 않도록 적응할 시간을 주었습니다. 두려움과 안도 사이의 이 섬세한 순간, 진정한 구조의 이야기는 계속됩니다. Seconds felt long as concentration deepened. Finally, with one precise motion, the cord snapped. For a brief moment, nothing happened. The cat remained still, almost as if she did not yet realize she was free. Then she shifted cautiously, taking a small step forward without resistance. Another step followed, slow and uncertain, testing freedom she had not felt for so long. The change was immediate yet gentle. Instead of running away, the mother cat turned back toward her kitten, pressing close and grooming it quickly, almost urgently. It was a quiet expression of relief, reassurance that the danger had passed. The rescuer moved back to give space, understanding that this reunion mattered more than anything else in that moment. The puppy approached carefully, tail moving slowly, maintaining the respectful distance it had shown from the beginning. The mother cat watched but did not react aggressively. Somehow, an unspoken understanding existed between them. Without the puppy's persistence, none of this would have happened. The rescuer checked the area where the cord had been tied, ensuring no injuries required immediate attention. Thankfully, aside from fatigue and mild irritation, the cat appeared physically stable. Water was placed nearby, and after a few moments of hesitation, the mother cat drank cautiously while keeping her kitten close. Relief spread through the scene, replacing tension with quiet gratitude. What had begun as a hidden struggle had turned into a shared moment of compassion, involving 3 different species working together in unexpected harmony. The puppy lay down nearby, finally relaxed, as if its task had been completed. Yet the rescue was not truly finished. Freedom was only the first step. The mother cat and her kitten still needed safety, care, and a secure place away from danger. The rescuer now faced an important decision: whether to leave them to fend for themselves or take the next step toward ensuring their long-term survival. As the sun shifted overhead and the environment slowly returned to normal, it became clear that this story was moving toward a new chapter, one that would determine what happened to the small family after the rescue itself. Freedom alone was not enough. The mother cat and her kitten were no longer tied, but they were still vulnerable, still exposed to the same risks that had placed them in danger before. The rescuer understood this immediately and remained nearby, observing their behavior before making the next decision. Her movements were slow, cautious, as though she was still adjusting to the feeling of being able to walk without resistance. Every few steps, she paused to look around, alert to unfamiliar sounds. The experience had clearly left her exhausted, yet her focus remained entirely on keeping her kitten safe. The puppy followed at a respectful distance, no longer restless but still deeply invested in the outcome. Its role had changed from messenger to quiet guardian. Occasionally, it glanced back toward the rescuer. The unusual bond formed during the rescue continued to hold the group together in a calm, almost peaceful way. The rescuer noticed signs of fatigue in the mother cat, slower reactions, and careful steps. After a moment of thought, the rescuer brought food and placed it several feet away. At first, the cat hesitated. Survival had taught her caution, and trust could not be rebuilt instantly. But hunger eventually overcame fear. She approached carefully and began eating while keeping one eye on her surroundings. The kitten quickly joined, mimicking its mother's actions without hesitation. Watching them eat was a quiet confirmation that the rescue had come at the right moment. The rescuer introduced the idea of moving them by placing a soft blanket and an open carrier nearby. Eventually, the kitten wandered into the carrier, and after a few tense moments, the mother followed. The journey to safety was quiet. They were taken to a shelter where they finally found medical care and protection. Food, clean water, and a warm resting space were prepared for the mother cat and her kitten. For the first time since their ordeal began, the mother cat relaxed fully, curling around her kitten in safety. Outside, the hero puppy waited briefly before being led away, unaware of the lasting impact it had made. Its simple decision to seek help had transformed the outcome entirely, turning survival into a story of healing. Inside the shelter, consistent care and soft bedding replaced the hardships they had known before. The kitten adapted quickly, its energy filling the quiet space with life as it explored its safe new world. Proper nutrition and a peaceful environment allowed them to rebuild confidence and strength day by day. This story reminds us that empathy is not limited by species. Sometimes, awareness alone can save a life. As weeks passed, the shelter prepared the mother cat and her kitten for adoption, seeking a home filled with patience and care to continue the healing process. One afternoon, a visitor arrived who sat quietly, allowing the kitten to approach first, playful and confident. Seeing the kitten's trust, the mother cat slowly stepped forward too, a powerful sign that her fear had finally faded and trust had fully returned. After a careful transition to their new home, both animals began to thrive. Safety allowed the mother's true nature to emerge, affectionate and peaceful. This journey reminds us that compassion changes lives. How many quiet struggles around us are waiting for someone to notice? Sometimes the difference between suffering and safety begins with simply stopping to help. Thank you for following this journey. Remember, one small act of kindness can change everything forever.